What's going on, everyone? It's looking like the feds are hanging out RICO charges with the quickness recently, as Casanova is most recent with this indictment. Casanova pleads guilty to drugs and racketeering charges and faces a minimum of 5 years to 60-year prison sentence. Now, the article reads, according to NBC4 New York, the Brooklyn-born rapper pled guilty Wednesday to multiple felony charges in his years-long federal racketeering case. Casanova, born Caswell Sr., allegedly admitted to his involvement in a July 2020 shooting in Florida and August 2018 robbery in New York City. The 35-year-old also confessed to trafficking more than 100 kilograms of marijuana while leading the untouchable Gorilla Stone National Blood Gang in Westchester County, New York, and Florida. Now, Casanova's sentencing is hearing for December 6th. Oh my God. He faces a mandatory minimum sentence of 5 years in federal prison and a maximum sentence of 60 years. Now, I saw a document from the DOJ, Department of Justice, saying recording artist, gang leader pleads guilty to racketeering and narcotics trafficking conspiracies. Caswell Sr., aka Casanova, admits to shooting and a robbery and having a gang leadership role and is the 13th defendant to plead guilty. Damian Williams, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, announced that the recording artist Caswell Sr., aka Casanova, pled guilty to racketeering and narcotic offenses arising out of his leadership role in the untouchable Gorilla Stone National Bloods gangs in New York City and Florida. As part of the racketeering conspiracy offense, Sr. admitted to participating in a shooting on July 5th, 2020, and a robbery in New York City on August 5th, 2018, and conspiring to traffic over 100 kilograms of marijuana, which is what I recently said. So Sr. pled guilty to U.S. Judge Philip M. Halpern charges, and the U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said, like 12 of his co-defendants, Caswell Sr., an accomplished recording artist and performer, now stands convicted of playing a leadership role in Gorilla Stone, a particularly violent blood gang that operates throughout New York and across the country. In addition to his supervisory role, Sr. was an active and hands-on participant in the gang's senseless violence, including a shooting in Miami and contributing to a robbery at a Manhattan diner. Dismantling violent gangs and stopping gun violence continues to be one of my highest priorities. Thanks to the dedication of our partners and Federal Bureau of Investigation, Sr. now awaits sentencing for his dangerous conduct. According to the indictment, public court filings and statements made in court, beginning at least 2004, lasting until December 2020, Sr. participated in and was associated with the Gorilla Stone racketeering conspiracy. So this is looking like this racketeering conspiracy case has been going on for a while. They're just collecting all the evidence over time. Sr. admitted that as part of the racketeering activity on or about July 5th, 2020, while at a party in Florida that included gang members, he discharged a firearm at an individual with whom he was having a gambling dispute with. A victim suffered seriously bodily injury because of the shooting. Thereas other parties' attendees discharged multiple firearms in retaliation, basically what he's saying. Additionally, Sr. stipulated that as part of the separate August 5th, 2018 robbery in Manhattan, a victim was restrained and suffered seriously bodily injury. In connection with his guilty plea, Sr. further stipulated that he was organizer and or leader of a criminal activity that has involved 5 or more participants, and he agreed to traffic at least 100 kilograms of marijuana. Sr., 35, of Montville, New Jersey, is scheduled to be sentenced by the United States District Judge Philip M. Halpern, on December 6, 2022, at 11 a.m. Sr. pled guilty to one count of conspiracy into conduct and participating in the court of affair of a criminal enterprise through pattern of racketeering activity, and 1 count of conspiring to distribute over 100 kilograms of marijuana. Now, for those who don't know, to be caught in the RICO, they basically just have to see patterns of activity. So if you're, let's say, you're committing mass murders in a gang, you're doing some human trafficking, you're basically selling loads of weed, loads of cocaine. Basically, repeated activity of those type of patterns is what can easily get you for a RICO case. Going back to what he's saying, the total maximum term of prison for these 2 counts is 60 years with a mandatory minimum term of 5 years in prison. The maximum mandatory are penalties prescribed by the Congress and are provided here for informational purposes only, as sentencing of the defendants will be determined by the judge. And it says Casanova was the 13th defendant in the Gorilla Stone case to plead guilty. Now, man, like I said before, seems like the feds are just handing out RICOs like it's nothing, man. They got Thug, they got Gunna. That case obviously has nowhere near been started yet, considering that they have all the information, but they're just basically just, denying bond. But this case with Casanova, man, this has been an ongoing situation because I know he's been in and out of jail for a while, actually. So, man, prayers up to Casanova. I don't know how this is going to go. He's obviously, been doing his thing in I guess, the streets, you can say, because they have information on him. I don't ever seem like I'm bad talking about none of that, but it's like apparently the feds got the information, they got who they wanted. And I feel like when it comes to RICO cases, feds take their time with it because they don't want to miss. Like I said before, when it comes to the feds, there's an 83% conviction rate with RICOs, and 90% of the defendants plead guilty. So with Casanova pleading guilty, not out of the ordinary, trying to save himself from the potential time. Even though it does say a minimum of 5 sentences, a maximum of 6 years, you want to plead guilty to avoid, a life or a crazy sentence that you can't ever come home from. So like I said, man, appreciate you guys for watching this video. I'm trying to be more consistent. DSG the Star Gang. Love y'all, man.